Hey guys, Clouded Journey here, and I wasn't in the drinking mood today, so I decided instead I'm going to go ahead and do a peanut butter and jam sandwich and reviews video for you. I got my... Shit! I already ate it.
Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away.
Let's start with Invincible 114. So in Invincible, what's happening is Mark is having to deal with the fact that his new villain, who I won't spoil it if you don't know who it is, has basically just won. He's taken over. He's planned way too far ahead, and Mark has to deal with his inevitable defeat and what that means for the Earth and for those around him, and how he's going to move forward from this point as this character has come through, taken over the world, and Mark is completely powerless to stop it, and his allies are defeated, and there's no one else around who wants to help him out. So it's a bit of a talk-heavy issue, not a ton of action happening. As always, Kirkman really takes it to an interesting place, and you'll have to look and say, well, what happens when the hero just can't stop the villain? And hopefully in these next few issues, we'll see what that new world looks like where the villain has won. So really interesting new direction that Kirkman's been taking Invincible. I love this book, guys. I've loved it from the beginning, and it still continues to be awesome. A little bit more of a lull issue overall compared to the last few that have been really good and really strong and powerful and action heavy. But a good conclusion to this story arc. Definitely worth checking. Superman Unchained. Haven't seen this for a little while now, but Scott Snyder and Jim Lee bring it again. The story, the Wraith fight continues. Jim Lee's art just looks incredible as always. It always blows me away that there's so much hype for John Romita's story when you got just Jim Lee's incredible art happening here. Meshes really well with Scott Snyder's storytelling. Beautiful fight here, sort of at the core of the Earth or between the tectonic plates. Not the strongest issue overall. I think I've actually really been enjoying Superman Unchained, but this one was a little bit less intriguing to me. But yeah, setting up for the finale. I think it's only going to 9 issues, so we're definitely worth reading. I'm just going to ride it out and finish it. Disappointing that it kind of has been so sporadic, but two great creators, and Jim Lee's style is so full of detail that it's worth the wait, so definitely worth it. Batman Future's End tie-in, kind of a cool story, similar to the last issue of Batman that I read, where in the last issue he had to assault the Watchtower, whatever the Justice League tower is called in space. In this one, he was assaulting Lex Luthor's personal research facility for a purpose I won't spoil. Basically, but he seems to be concerned that his life depends on it. It's his last option, and he has to go in to save himself because there always has to be a Batman. If I hadn't read the Detective Comics 27 special, I think this would have been a lot more intriguing to me and interesting. But Scott Snyder kind of already blew the concept in that book, which I thought was actually done a little bit better in that book, even though this had a lot of really cool action, and you have sort of the two smartest guys, or a couple of the smartest guys in the DC universe going head-to-head. Batman breaking into like this impenetrable Lex Luthor fortress. Pretty cool. Amazing Spider-Man number 6. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people seem to think this is good. Jawin, if you guys watch his videos, he said this is Spider-Man at its best. I thought for like what a huge opportunity it was. You're starting over the whole series. You're bringing Peter Parker back. You've coming off this really good run with Superior Spider-Man that was wildly successful. You have 78 different variants for number 1. You know people are all going to be reading it. And we get just, to me, a really bland, stereotypical storyline. I don't like the new character Silk. She's not interesting to me. I don't like the whole idea of creating another Spider-Person. Like, let's count off how many Spider-Men there are. We have Peter Parker Spider-Man. You have Ben Reilly the clone. You have Kane the clone. You have Miles Morales. You have Dr. Octopus as Spider-Man. You have Doppelganger, who is kind of a Spider-Man clone. You have Venom, who's a lot like Spider-Man. You have Spider-Woman, you have Spider-Girl, you have three different female Spider-Women who have the same powers. Not just talking Spider-Woman, but the Spider-Girls. You have Peter Parker's daughter, the Spider-Girl. You have the Spanish girl, I forget her name. So there's just so many Spider-Man characters. Why would you feel like you have to create a new one? And you're going into the Spider-Verse where you're talking about how there's a million different Spider-Men from different universes that we're going to see. I just don't think you need a new one. I also don't like how they don't really play up the repercussions of what happened from Superior Spider-Man. Like his girlfriend, the little person, or Doc Ock's girlfriend, she got over him incredibly quickly. Like he's gone, he's dead. She has to see this guy who's in the body of her boyfriend who she loves, and he's like making out with other chicks in front of her and being a huge dick, and like it just it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. You don't see the repercussions. You have a really stereotypical mask unveiling type cliffhanger from the last one, which is nothing new, and a really sort of cheesy reason why they don't see him. And I don't know, it just feels like there's not a lot of high stakes in the identity revelation stories anymore. So I've just been really disappointed with the series overall. I'm really tempted to drop it, but I'm kind of curious about this big Spider-Verse event that they're doing. So I feel sort of like I've been tricked into buying these first 6 issues, and I feel like I should punish them by not giving them my money anymore. So maybe I'll wait and I'll just pick that up and trade or something, get it cheaper at least, so they're not making as much on me. I don't know. It's been a big disappointment. Let me know, because I love Spider-Man. I'm desperate for a good Spider-Man story. And this is actually the reason I really want to do the review today. This is Copperhead. So I got like a free preview book from my comic shop, because he gives them, if they're a month behind, he'll give them away for free. So I got this, and because I've been looking for some series, I've been dropping stuff. I want some new Image type series, indie series. And there's a couple in there. There's this one, Copperhead, another one coming out called Roach Limit. That sort of, I wanted some sci-fi. So if you guys are reading East of West, I know a lot of people who got in on East of West were disappointed because they were looking forward to a Western sci-fi type story. And East of West didn't really deliver what they were looking for. I really like East of West. I read it this week as well. It didn't really hit that spot I was looking for like a sort of fun space Western. So it's Jay Farber, Goldwesky, Riley, and Maurer are the creative team, and it really landed quite well. The story was really well told. The first issues are really hard because you have to give a lot of information, introducing characters, introducing setting, especially in like a world building type story. And it sometimes can be really, it feels sort of heavy handed how you're being thrown important information out. Like, I always hate when like brothers and sisters call themselves bro and sis, because you have to establish that that's their relationship. But he does it really subtly and really well, where he explains who these characters are. You get a good sense of where their past is, while leaving sort of some questions and mystery of why they got to that point and who they are. You have sort of solid, tried and true character types, it seems like, but it's fun, and it's in space, and it's a Western. Copperhead is the name of the town that they are working at, sort of on this backwater planet that smells like rotten eggs. So it's the new sheriff in town with her son, and this is the deputy, second in charge, and she's got to learn what this town is like, who inhabits it, what their roles are. She's kind of tough as nails and trying to establish herself. Just really cool, great characters. Nothing super new yet, but so I greatly enjoyed it. It was banging on all cylinders for me. It's kind of the sci-fi Western book I was looking for when I started reading East of West. And so really excited about it. And it's got me a new indie book, because I've dropped a couple lately. What have I dropped? What did I get here? Hinterkind I've been reading. This is actually the nicest cover so far, one of them I think. But Hinterkind, it's $2.99, so I've been trying to really give it a chance. And we're on issue 11 now, and it's never wowed me. I've always sort of liked it, liked the concept, was Always hoping it would really grab me at some point. It just never has. The characters aren't that interesting to me. There's too many of them, and they don't really get enough time, each of them, to establish them, give them enough depth for me to care about them that much. So even though the arc is slightly better, I'm just dropping it because I want to make room for other things. I also dropped Iron Fist, which I've also been enjoying, but again, it's $3.99 book. The first arc is done. I really respect how Kara Andrews has done the whole book himself. He writes and draws it. Very cool. You don't see that like at all. But again, it just hasn't really super grabbed me. There's been elements I've liked about it. Specifically, the first issue I really liked. I thought it was just a beautifully drawn book. But overall, it hasn't grabbed me enough to warrant me continuing to buy it every month. So, dropped that. What else? I got this beautiful, like I was bitching before about Marvel not giving away free shit enough, and this is beautiful. This is like a 75th anniversary like special edition book, so it has like a whole bunch of origin stories, who they are, where they came from, great ideas of like key issues chosen by fans and Marvel, like must read issues, some artists and writer spotlights and stuff. Just really neat book and beautiful, and that was absolutely free. So good on you, Marvel. Thank you for giving back a little bit to the fans. It's really nice because the fans, they keep you guys going, and they're paying for all these books, and they deserve it. So great job. Appreciate that quite a bit. East of West. So in this issue, we get a great look at, his name is revealed that it will be Babylon, but he's the son of Death, who you've kind of always thought of as this victim. He lives in this pit, all hooked up to machines, being trained mentally by a robot. And really cool story as the three horsemen of the apocalypse come to kill him because they don't want to believe that he's the beast that's been prophesied to come and cause a ruckus, I guess. So they come to kill him, and he gets to go to town and kick ass, and you get to see just how much of a threat this kid is, the son of Death here. Death doesn't quite make it there in time. To intercept him, to rescue him. So he's out and he's released, and he's kind of has this robotic balloon type thing with him, who feeds him information, speaks with him, promises that he's a good guy. He names himself in this book, and pay attention to the numbers of the name because it ends in 666. And there's another reference to speak of the devil. So maybe that robot will end up being the devil or something. I'm not sure. Little allusions there, but who knows what's happening. Always beautiful, always twisted, always makes me feel uncomfortable, but just a phenomenally beautiful book. And a lot of action this one. Really interesting. Great read. Definitely recommended. So yeah, that's about it, guys. I got a sweet stack here. More books I got to show off in the future for back issue haul, so that'll be coming soon. And just want to talk some comics tonight. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you later.